living in a country that has high tax doesn't make sense anymore. And I'm going to tell you exactly what I think will happen to all these countries, Canada, UK, all these countries, and what I think they're going to start doing to make your life even worse. Because now that they have you inside of their country, why would they want you to leave and pay no tax in a city like Dubai or in a country that has no tax like the UAE? So let me tell you exactly what I expect to happen. So the first thing is I expect each country to implement a bigger exit tax. If they don't have one already, then implement one. For example, in Canada, if you want to leave the country, you don't have to pay any flat fee, but you have to realize the gains on all of your assets. So let's say you have a real estate property, you have a home that's not your primary residence, and you want to leave. Well, in that case, you have to realize that gain and pay the tax on it without actually selling the property. If you have crypto, you have to take profits. Even though you don't actually sell it, you have to realize that gain as well. If you have stocks, you also have to realize that gain as well and pay the taxes, even though you don't actually sell it. Now, like I said, they don't currently have a flat fee that you have to pay. It's just based on what you have invested in. But there is some news and some people chattering about the fact that they might introduce a $25,000 exit tax fee, just a flat fee for anyone looking to become a non-resident of the country of Canada. Now, this will vary case by case with each country, but I think that number one, each country will implement a flat fee. Number two, countries will increase actual amount of tax you have to pay on that capital gain. Now, something else that I think countries will start to implement is an inheritance tax. Now, some countries have already implemented this, which I think is crazy. But let's say you have assets that are being passed on to you from whoever. Well, you will have to pay a tax before actually receiving it, which is crazy, right? Imagine your parents, they bought a house, it went up in value. You have this beautiful house that you grew up in your whole life, and then unfortunately, one day they pass away, and now in order to receive this property, you have to pay an inheritance tax on it, or you have to pay an inheritance tax on the money that they worked so hard for their entire life to save up for you. Well, this is something that I expect to happen, so it is concerning, but it's already happening in some countries, so why wouldn't it happen here? All it takes is a few minutes for them to implement some new decisions, and then boom, just like that, all the money that your parents saved up for their entire life is now being taxed away to the government for nothing. Now, the next thing that I'm really concerned about is with countries like Canada, the UK, Spain that currently do not have a taxation system that is based on your citizenship. It's based on your residency. Most countries around the world, everything is based on your residency and not your citizenship. What does that mean? Well, it means that if you leave the country where you're currently living, you can legally reduce your taxes. However, some countries like the United States, and they're basically the only one, there's another exception, but the United States is the only country that currently implements worldwide taxation based on citizenship. So let's say you have a company in the United States, you move to Dubai, you relocate to Dubai, you pay 0% tax in Dubai, that's great. You're still going to be subject to taxes by Mr. Uncle Sam in the United States at a federal level. So that's not good, right? But I mean, realistically, why wouldn't Canada, the UK, and all these other countries implement it? Of course, it's going to cause a lot of issues. It won't be as straightforward as people may expect it to be, but at one point, I feel like they will definitely implement it, and they are definitely considering it. So that's why I think it's really important for people to make the move before it's too late, benefit from these things before it's too late, and even look into getting other citizenships before it's too late. I've recently just acquired another citizenship because I don't want to have any problems in the future. If Canada decides to tell me, hey, Kev, well, now you have to pay tax based on your citizenship, well, I can tell them, you know what, if it's really not worth it for me to pay whatever tax they're imposing on me, then I can just, I guess, renounce that citizenship. I really don't want to, but if I had to, I would renounce that Canadian citizenship. Now, moving forward, although Canada has some of the highest corporate tax rates in the world, literally, I still think that they can increase corporate tax rates. I still believe that they will increase income tax as well. I think that we're really heading towards a society and a country that is, I don't want to say this, but is making people really dependent on the government. To say that in a nice way, instead of using other keywords that you might think of when I say that, they might try to make their citizens dependent on government funding to survive, to live. Now, with that being said, that's going to mean that there are going to be a lot of high taxes, which unfortunately will kill businesses. They will kill entrepreneurship. I mean, we're already seeing it. The mass exodus of people leaving countries in the West to go to places that don't have any tax is happening. It's happening quickly. I speak to thousands of people every single year, and these people are making that move. It just doesn't make sense to them anymore. I was even recently speaking to one of my colleagues, and we went over some of the actual data, and this might not be 100% due to corporate tax rates and the Canadian tax system, but just the ecosystem that we have in Canada is not designed for entrepreneurs to succeed. Like, we have been seeing huge increase of businesses dissolving in Canada and businesses, I guess, being bankrupted because they can't survive anymore. They can't make any more money. And we're seeing a huge number of people leaving the country too. So you can only imagine what would happen if they increase these tax rates more, if they make everything even harder for people to make more money, if they just further incentivize people to leave. What's going to happen? We're going to end up with a country that has no business, a country that has fantastic resources, yeah, sure, but no business, that has no reason for anyone to move here for business. And we're just going to have a huge inflow of people. And this is not just for Canada, this is for every Western country, a huge inflow of people looking to just mooch off of the system here. And that's exactly why I moved to Dubai, because I can actually make money in the UAE. It's actually set up in a way where I can easily create a business, set up a business, get residency, become a tax resident, get bank accounts, get everything set up. And I say easily, it's quite straightforward if you know how to do it. We know how to do it. We help our clients do this. We've helped over 100 companies set up in the last 12 months alone. We are pushing very hard to help everyone make this basically life-changing decision, right? It really pushes you up. You save a lot of money in taxes. You get to invest that money back into your business today, into stocks today. For example, let's say in 1 year, you made $300,000. You pay yourself that out personally in Canada or the UK, whatever. You're paying 100K in tax, 150K in tax. What if you just took 1 year of tax savings, put it in the S&P 500 for 45 years at an 8% return, which is nothing crazy. It's pretty average. Well, that's going to turn into over $3 million. So it just doesn't make sense for someone to stay in their home country when just some small little decisions like this could set you up for life. If you want to move to Dubai, lower your taxes, set up a company in Dubai, get business banking, please book a call with us down below. We would be more than happy to help you make this move because it is a big decision. We've done it for ourselves. We've done it for hundreds of people, over 100 companies, and we are looking forward to helping you get set up.